The airline insists both pilots was very experienced.
Still looking for leads in the case of Aeroflot-Nord Flight 821. The team shifts the focus to the pilots.
Yet the controller said the crew seemed confused when he asked them to redo their approach.
Captain had over 3,900 flying hours. 1,400 of this at night.
That's not a ton, but it's enough.
Wait, 2/3 of his hours were in the cockpit of the Tupolev 134.
The Tu-134.
Built in Russia, the Tupolev 134 was one of the most widely used jets in the former Soviet bloc. It required twice as many crew members to fly them as a modern Western jet like Boeing or Airbus. The placement of the engines in the Tupolev is also different. The engines are close together at the rear of the plane. In this design, mismatched engines require minimal adjustment since the thrust is all coming from the back. A Boeing 737's engines are spaced apart, slung beneath the wings. With a mismatch in engine power, the stronger side pushes the wing up and requires the pilot's constant correction of control surfaces to maintain balance. The team delves into the training records for the captain of Flight 821. They need to know if he was properly trained to fly a 737, especially one with mismatched engines.
Medvedev got his training certification for the 737 on September 10th, 2006, but then went back to flying the Tupolev. He didn't get into the 737 again until January 9th, 2007.
The investigators now know that Captain Medvedev's training on the Boeing 737 was woefully inadequate. The team realizes that First Officer Alibertin had much more flying experience than the captain.
Okay, tomorrow we'll try the air. Take care.
What they now need to find out is if the first officer was any better equipped to fly the 737.
I am from IAC. I have a quick question for you.
The investigators wonder how the first officer performed during his 737 training.
He had plenty of experience on Antonov 2.
An Antonov 2 is a huge propeller biplane with a single engine designed mainly for agricultural and forestry purposes. The investigators learned that one thing the first officer struggled with was flying with thrust asymmetry.
Check the speed you are banking.
Bank angle. Bank
You're
angle.
banking.
Bank angle. Bank
This
angle.
is the third time.
Bank angle.
The investigators are surprised by the extent of the first officer's shortcomings flying the 737.
Medvedev was simply too green to captain the 737.
The team concluded that the airline should never have paired a new captain with such an unproven first officer.